So, chat, if you followed the Olympics at all this year, you've probably heard about the Imane Khelif. I'm probably butchering their name, so I sincerely apologize if I am. Anybody who watches my content knows I'm bad at pronouncing names, but if I got that wrong, I apologize. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with them. They were an Olympic boxer who ended up winning. I believe they won the gold in female boxing. We're not going to go into like the specifics of this article here, but basically there was a lot of like bullshit surrounding them, where essentially like a lot of people were accusing them of being a man fighting women. It was transphobes transvestigating her and stuff like that, which is really funny to me. These people spent several weeks, transvestigating somebody who was born a woman, who spent their entire life as a woman, who's competed in their entire career as a woman. And they're competing in the Olympics as a woman, so they've been a woman their whole life. So we're not talking about someone who's a trans person who transitioned to a woman and now they're a woman. Now this is somebody who has always been a woman their whole life. So it's really funny when you watch these right wingers talk about asking people what is a woman and stuff like that, because by their own definitions they can't even define what a woman is, because they spent like 3 weeks or whatever it was transvestigating somebody who was born a woman, which is really insane to say the least. But like I said, we're not going to get into the article here. But one thing I do want to get into is this. Apparently, after all of the backlash she faced, because there were people all over Twitter who were transvestigating her, basically saying, that she's a man that's fighting against women and, beating up women in the Olympics and it's unfair, and basically trying to invalidate her accomplishments just because they're too stupid to know what an actual woman is. So it was a really silly situation to say the least, but she faced a ton of harassment on the internet as a result of this, and apparently she's taking action against it. As we see in this article here on the BBC, Rowling and Musk reportedly named in Khelif cyberbullying lawsuit chat. Oh shit! Oh shit! So she's naming J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk, who were some of the most vocal people in regards to this situation, basically calling her a man when she's not a man to begin with. Like it's pretty insane. This is something that actually came out. I think it was last week this news came out, but I'm a little bit late to the party here. But in any case, it says boxer Imane Khelif has filed a lawsuit over alleged cyberbullying during the Paris 2024 Olympics, which reportedly names author J.K. Rowling and ex-owner Elon Musk. The Algerian boxer won gold, so she did win gold. Nice. Despite being disqualified from last year's World Championships by the International Boxing Association after she was reported to have failed gender eligibility test in 2023. And my understanding of this situation is like apparently they didn't even like release the records for like what test she had failed or anything like that. Like a lot of it just kind of seems like bullshit from potentially like other like bigoted people who just didn't want her to be able to compete. In any case, however, the International Olympic Committee strongly defended Khelif's right to compete and ruled her to be eligible. Her lawyer, Nabil Bodhi, again, I'm butchering names, I apologize, told Variety on Tuesday that Musk and Rowling would be named in the lawsuit following comments they made on social media. So that's a pretty big yikes. I can imagine that, Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling are, not in good spirits in regards to this situation right now. Khelif's situation was widely discussed online after Italian boxer Angela Carini abandoned her Olympic bout against her after 45 seconds. My understanding is like she said something along the lines of like, I had never been hit that hard before. And so she basically gave up. Paris Public Prosecutor's Office told news agency AFP on Wednesday that they had launched a cyberbullying probe following a complaint by Khelif. However, a prominent French legal blogger wrote on X that it is unlikely Mr. Musk or Miss Rowling will face prosecution, as French penal code law doesn't apply to acts committed outside of France against foreign nationals. But prosecutors could press charges against those who sent messages on French soil. So potentially some people on social media that were signal boosting this misinformation. They might find themselves in potential legal trouble here. Khelif, along with the with Taiwan's Ling Yuting, again, I'm probably butchering the name, was cleared to compete in the women's boxing in Paris, having been disqualified from last year's Women's World Championships for failing to meet eligibility criteria. But the IOC took a different view, strongly defending the two boxers. This is a question of justice. Women must be allowed to take part in women's competitions, and the two are women, IOC President Thomas Bach said. So this was just a big thing where, like, a bunch of people on the internet, including J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk, were transvestigating this woman, saying that she was going around beating up women while pretending to be a woman. And it's just not true. It's not, she's not even trans. Okay. She was born a woman. She's lived her whole life as a woman, and she has competed in her entire career as a woman. So it's pretty wild, to say the least. All right, let's go ahead and let's continue, though. This is where things get kind of interesting. And this is the part that I really, really want to chime in on. J.K. Rowling has deleted 27 tweets since being named in a lawsuit brought by the Olympic women's boxing gold medalist Imane Khelif. Rowling has also not tweeted in 13 days. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Okay, if you know anything about J.K. Rowling, she goes on her transphobic tirades basically every day on Twitter. Okay, so for her to go missing for a period of 13 days on Twitter, that's a pretty big fucking deal, to say the least, okay? So she hasn't tweeted in 13 days, and actually this was yesterday, so we're going on 14 days now, and has deleted about 27 tweets. And sure enough, if you check her social blade, which I have done, you can see several tweets here getting deleted. It looks like she started deleting tweets 2 Sundays ago, and just since then, she's proceeded to delete more tweets. So it's very clear that, you know, she's probably, you know, taking the advice of her attorneys, and her attorneys are probably telling her, shut the fuck up, okay? You're making the situation worse for yourself. And she's trying to hide anything incriminating that could potentially cause her any legal trouble. I see Strodes in the chat saying she's coping. She do be indeed coping and seething. I mean, we obviously haven't seen it because she hasn't been active on Twitter, but I would like to imagine that she's probably sitting in her little cottage with all that black mold growing on the walls, coping and seething.
You are coping and seething.
Which, by the way, did you guys see that? The picture she posted where she has black mold growing in her house? Let me see if I can find that. J.K. Rowling, black mold. A lot of people think that's why she might be super bigoted, because she has so much black mold in her house. Let me see if I could find that picture. Is it this one? No, that's the one. Oh, that's the one she posted to okay, here it is. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me open image in new tab. Let's see. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this, but here's the picture she posted. And if you look closely in the background, some people are saying that this, like, on the walls is like black mold. And are saying maybe this is why her brain got fried and why she's like an insanely transphobic piece of shit now. Maybe this is why, because of all this black mold, like, rotting her brain. I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. I'm not really sure. I'm not a doctor, but whatever. In any case, so it does look like she's deleting tweets, which is really funny to see. So somebody here, they responded to this tweet that's like a month old. Not really sure why they picked this tweet of all things. What does this tweet even say? Believing that people who disagree with you must want you dead is destructive for your own well-being and mental health. I not only want you alive, I want you safe and happy. And this is a message from someone that she got, I guess. I looked up to you as a kid, and now you'd rather see me die than live authentically as myself. Oh, so I'm imagining this is probably like a trans person that reached out to them and left this message, which I can imagine that would be pretty upsetting, right? Say you're somebody who happens to be trans and grew up as a fan of like Harry Potter and whatnot, and now you see the person who wrote these books that you love so much actually is a real piece of human garbage. Yeah, I can imagine that would be really fucking upsetting. But we have this person, Charles Sunshine Sprickman here. I found these cool collection of tweets you deleted. Look at all those RTs. I wonder if each one equals a certain amount of damages in a lawsuit. Oh God. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's see. What are the tweets we have here? What is this? Christy Burrows, head of the Safe Sport unit at the IOC, speaks about Paris 2024 offering the most comprehensive package of mental health and safeguard initiatives than any other Olympic or sporting event in history. J.K. Rowling quote tweeted this and said, "A young female boxer has just had everything she's worked and trained for snatched away because you allowed a male to get in the ring with her. You're a disgrace. Your safeguarding is a joke, and Paris 24 will be forever tarnished by the brutal injustice done to Carini." And my understanding is like the Carini person came out and like apologized because of the fact that like I never, expected that she would get harassed like this. And it's not really her fault, to be completely honest. Like, it's just the fault of these brain dead people on the internet. But again, it's like, it's so funny to me that these people want to go on and on and on and on, talking to people about how, what is a woman? Do you know what a woman is? And it's like, they don't even know what a woman is. They genuinely don't even know what a woman is because they spent several weeks arguing about whether or not someone is a woman when they are a woman and they've always been a woman. It's really insane. What is this one? Deeply irresponsible, says the Sun. No, not the IOC for allowing individuals with XY chromosomes, testes, and male levels of T to punch women for sport if their passport says F. Commentators pretending critics of the IOC's reliance on documents rather than sex testing think Khelif is trans are strawmanning. I don't claim Khelif is trans. My objection, and that of many others, is to male violence against women becoming an Olympic sport. Wait, what does this tweet even mean? I don't understand. You're not saying I don't claim Khelif is so what's the issue then? You're claiming you don't want men, that when they say men, they're referring to trans women. You're saying you don't want men to compete in women's sports, but then you're saying you don't think she's trans? That doesn't even make sense. Maybe the black mold theory is true because what she's saying here doesn't even make any damn sense. I'm so confused. The idea that those objecting to a male punching a female in the name of a sport are objecting because they believe Khelif to be trans is a joke. We object because we saw a male punching a female, but it's not. She's not a male. Imane Khelif should sue every single account and outlet saying she is trans. Assholes are putting her life at risk. It is illegal in her country to be trans. That's the funniest thing about it too, right? That's the weirdest thing about this whole situation is the fact that it's illegal in her country to transition, to be trans. And they're still like theorizing that she's trans. They're transvestigating her, even though it would be illegal for her to transition in her country if that were true. Insanity. Utter fucking insanity. But yeah, the Imane Khelif should sue every single account outlet saying she's trans. Assholes are putting her life at risk. It is legal in her country to be trans. The continuance of the blatant trans lie continues unfettered on Twitter. And it's true. It was everywhere. It was literally everywhere. If you went on Twitter, even for a few minutes at the time, like it was all over the place. You couldn't avoid it. I remember seeing this tweet from her. Could any picture sum up our new men's right movement better? The smirk of a male who knows he's protected by a misogynist sporting establishment, enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head and whose life's ambition he's just shattered. Paris 2024. Can you imagine what it must feel like to be Imane Khelif and like what the fuck is going on? Like, why are these people continuing to call me a man when I'm a woman and I've always been a woman? That must be the most bizarre feeling in the world, right? To have so many people calling you a man or saying that you're trans when that's not the case, and it's never been the case. Utter insanity. So she's going around and she's deleting all these tweets because she realizes that these tweets can get her in a lot of trouble, like a lot of trouble, legally. So, it's funny to see her like basically in real time try to hide all this stuff. This next one, we got some more here. Geez, busy week. With an XY karyotype and high testosterone, from which the presence of testes can be strongly, and I mean strongly, inferred, these athletes have so far the male typical biology that is relevant in sports. Fond of Beatles. Okay. That was in response to, okay, amid the chaos that most journalists are using as misdirection, what did we learn at the IBA conference yesterday? The two boxers were tested twice. This is a good thing. Duplication of tests is necessary to ensure reliable data. Okay. What about this one? Someone with a DSD cannot help the way they were born, but they can choose not to cheat. They can choose not to take medals from women. They can choose not to cause injury. Jeez. That was another thing, is a lot of people were like theory crafting in terms of like what they thought were the results of the test. Because again, the results of these tests that happen were never actually released. So a lot of people started theory crafting in terms of like, oh, she has high testosterone. Oh, she's got, the wrong chromosomes. And it's just like, nobody knows if any of that is true. You're just speculating at that point. What do we have here? Media outlets might relish the surge of clicks they gain by distorting biological realities. However, these lies have serious consequences. It is not an exaggeration to fear that such distortions may soon get someone killed. You're talking about a woman competing with other women. You're getting outraged about the fact that a woman is competing with other women because you're so brain dead, you're speculating on whether she's actually a woman. So in regards to my thoughts on this lawsuit, to wrap up this segment, I hope she gets sued to hell and back, because this is one of those things where, like, do people have the freedom of speech to say what they want, including saying really dumb shit? Yeah, sure. To some degree they do. Now, granted, J.K. Rowling doesn't live in the U.S. There are different laws where she lives, so she's a little bit ballsy to be saying some of the things that she's saying. But having said that, just because you have the right to say whatever you want, it doesn't mean that there aren't going to be consequences for the things that you say. And I think that it looks like J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk as well, because they're named in the lawsuit as well, it looks like they're about to find out very quickly what the consequences of their spreading of misinformation is going to lead to. And I'm really interested to see how that plays out.
Play that shit! Hipster!